Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Now today's video is different than my usual What's for Dinner videos. This week, most of the week, we were in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia. We went on vacation to celebrate Gary's birthday. So most of the meals are going to be eating out. So if that's not something you're interested in, totally understand, totally get it. There's a link to my What's for Dinner playlist down in the description box below. So be sure to check that out. I've got lots and lots and lots of yummy weeknight meal ideas for you there. So let's get into today's video. Like I said, I'll show you what we had while we were in Georgia. For dinner this first night, I was planning on making something for dinner, but this was the night before we left, and so I was busy cleaning and packing, and, I didn't want to dirty up the kitchen or do anything to make leftovers, so we just ordered Moe's real quick. Gary ran and picked it up. We both got their burritos with chips and salsa, and that was dinner. All right, so this was our first day in Georgia. We left Monday morning. It's about a 4-hour drive for us. We had McDonald's for breakfast. We didn't eat anything for lunch. For dinner, I ordered from a restaurant there, I think called Teppanyaki Time in Blairsville, Georgia. I believe it was in Blairsville. So we got their chicken steak shrimp hibachi. It came with fried rice and vegetables and yum yum sauce. I got their ginger salad, and then Gary got one of their sushi rolls, and then we've always wanted to try bao buns, and they had them on the menu, so we gave them a try, and we had leftovers that we ate for lunch one of the days, and yeah, that was our dinner. Next day was Gary's birthday, and for breakfast that morning I forgot to get a picture, but I just DoorDashed breakfast from Huddle House, which we'd never tried that before. It's basically like a Waffle House. So I got a ham and cheese omelet, and then I got Gary their, I think it's an MVP breakfast. Basically, it was hash browns, scrambled eggs, bacon, and then a waffle. And then for dinner that night, we went to a restaurant in Blue Ridge called Whiskey and Water. We've been there a couple times before, and we really enjoyed our meals. We started out with their crab dip, and then Gary got their clam chowder, and I forgot to mention, but we didn't have lunch this day because we had kind of an early dinner. We ate dinner at 4, I believe. And then I got their Caesar salad, and then for my entree, this was a chanterelle mushroom and leek risotto with seared scallops and asparagus. It was delicious. It was so good. And then Gary got their ribeye steak. It had a what was it? It's some kind of mushroom demi-glaze on it, and then some fingerling potatoes and scallops. Normally, we don't prefer ribeye steaks. I know they have really, really great flavor, but they've also got quite a bit of gristle and meat. So usually we prefer strip steaks, but this was delicious. It was really, really good. And then earlier that day, we had went to a store in Blue Ridge called the Pasta Market. They have obviously pasta and all kinds of Italian sauces and olives and beautiful charcuterie boards and all kinds of things. And a couple years or so ago, they opened up a cafe where they sell sandwiches and pasta, and you can also order charcuterie boards from the cafe. So I'd ordered that, and that night, because we'd had kind of an early dinner, later that evening, maybe around 9 or 10, we got a little snacky, so we ate the charcuterie board, and it was delicious. And if you're ever in that area, I recommend their charcuterie board. It was really, really reasonably priced, and you got a good amount and a good variety and selection. So we just snacked on that while we watched Burn Notice. That was the birthday boy's request. And then when we were at the pasta market, I'd ordered one of their cannolis. Gary loves cannolis, and so that's kind of what we did for his little, birthday cake. And we had a really nice day celebrating his birthday. The next day, we slept in a little bit, and so we did an early lunch. We went to a restaurant in Ellijay, Georgia called Celeste Raspados, and we went there a few years or so ago. They hadn't opened up their restaurant. They were just selling the Raspados, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's like a Hispanic shaved ice, according to my understanding. They are delicious, so good. But we were excited to try their food today, so we of course started out with chips and salsa and queso, and then I got their torta, which I'd never had a torta before. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was so good. I ate half of it and Gary ate half, and we both really enjoyed it. We got the carne asada. It came with fries. And then for Gary's entree, he ordered 3 tacos, 2 were carnitas, 1 was carne asada. I took the carne asada taco. We kind of exchanged half my sandwich for a taco. And then he got one of their burrito tacos. And then for the Raspados, I got their strawberry cream one. And I forgot to get a picture of Gary's, but he got their peach strawberry. And it was delicious. Everything we had there was so, so good. After lunch, we stopped by Mercer Orchards. Is it Mercer or Mercier? I don't know. Anyway, we love going there every time we go. They've got beautiful apple orchards. And so, of course, you know, they got fresh apples, apple cider. But then they also have, like, all kinds of jams, jellies, salsas, sauces, kitchen stuff. I mean, it's just a really cool place, especially if you like to cook or things in the kitchen. You can get lost for days in there. So we went there, and then we had also stopped by a little Amish market and picked up some like German bologna and a couple other little things. So for dinner that night, we weren't super hungry. We were still kind of full from lunch. So we just ate, you know, the bologna sandwiches from the Amish market and called it a night. Quick and easy dinner. Next day was our last full day in Georgia. We tried a new to us restaurant called, I think it was Jim's Smokin Barbecue. I got their pulled pork sandwich and then a link of their chicken sausage with macaroni and cheese and banana pudding. Yes, they have banana pudding as a side. And then I forgot to get a picture of Gary's plate. I'm so sorry. But he got their pulled pork and then ribs. And he got the macaroni and cheese and potato salad. And when we go to barbecue restaurants, I find macaroni and cheese is usually hit or miss. A lot of times it's separated, it's chunky, you know, not always the best. Their macaroni and cheese was delicious. It was so creamy, so cheesy. It was so, so good. And we have leftovers that we took and snacked on later. For dinner that night, we tried a new to us restaurant called Row Oyster Bar in Blue Ridge, and we wanted to do like a splurge dinner, celebrate our last night there, another celebration of Gary's birthday, and then just a few other things in our lives. And so we started out with the shrimp cocktail. That was Gary's choice. He loved shrimp cocktail. I had one of the shrimps, and this shrimp cocktail was delicious. The shrimp were tender and juicy and fresh tasting, and the cocktail sauce was really good. We also got their crab cocktail, which they served with, I think they called it a crab Louis sauce or a remoulade sauce. And then we also got the oysters Rockefeller. That was more for me. I think I ate like 4 of the 6 oysters and then gave Gary the other 2 to try. And for my entree, once again, I went with scallops. These were seared scallops with a saffron cream and asparagus, and this was delicious. Those scallops were perfectly seared. They were so tender and buttery, and that saffron cream with the asparagus, oh, perfection. It was so, so good. And then Gary got their lobster roll, which came with fries, and then the waitress, because Gary had mentioned he liked condiments, she brought him out some more of the crab Louis sauce, some garlic aioli, and of course ketchup that he could dip his fries in. And then for dessert, we split a creme brulee cheesecake, and we were stuffed. We were so full. Once again, we had an early dinner. We ate at like 4, and like for the rest of the night, we were just stuffed. But dinner was so delicious. Next time we go back there, we definitely want to go back to that restaurant. So for the last dinner in this week's video, we had traveled home, and after we got home, we brought everything in, got everything unpacked. I had a couple grocery delivery orders that I filmed and then got put away. And so when dinner time came, I wanted something really easy. I didn't really have anything necessarily on the meal plan, but I remember that I had some frozen hamburger patties and we had some frozen fries. So we just did some quick and easy cheeseburgers. While I was cooking the burgers and the fries, Gary ran up to the store and grabbed us some hamburger buns. And yeah, I just used the Steak and Shake seasoning when I seared up the hamburgers, and then I used that same seasoning on the fries when they were done. I added some sliced Colby Jack to the cheeseburgers. I had it in my fridge, and then I did toast up the buns in the skillet. I just wiped it out after cooking the hamburgers and toasted up the buns. And so we've got the burgers, the fries, and ketchup. All right, that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was different than my normals. It was pretty much just eating out while we were out of town, but still, hopefully, maybe you got a couple of ideas of things that you want to try, or in case you're ever in the Blue Ridge Mountain area, maybe you got a restaurant or two to try. And again, check out my description box below. There's a What's for Dinner video playlist, and you can check out all of my previous What's for Dinner videos. And then next week, of course, it'll be more my normal What's for Dinner videos with lots of yummy weeknight meal ideas for you. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.